Welcome to Season 6 in my career. Along with the two-time scoring champion, Tracy McGrady.
Arriving with T-Mac is a fresh stack of season rewards.
I will be up in the air with this level 14 reward, a fun and functional drone transporting you around the city by pressing the rebound button.
I'm seeing rainbow eyes at level 12, plenty of color on the new court designs, and all eyes are probably fixed on a +1 cap breaker when you reach level 40.
You'll stack up new clothing, accessories, a sweet dolphin green.
Welcome to 2K Sports. We have the NBA coming up. Great to have you with us. This is Brian Anderson, joined courtside by Grant Hill and Clark Kellogg. Our reporter tonight, Allie LaForce. And the starting group for Chicago. Williams and Vucevic are inside. Then it's Lonzo Ball. Then there's Zach LaVine. And it's Champ in at the shooting guard position. And for Indiana, Nembhard and Mathurin, they're the wings. Siakam at power forward with Turner in at center. And it's Halliburton in at the point guard position. Well, it's fair to say we can expect a bruising battle between these two, Grant.
Yeah, these are two teams that dare you to bring the ball at them. They both feast on the defensive side, so don't expect any scoring records broken in this one. Don't want to let them get into a rhythm from out there.
Pass to Champ. Launches it. Indiana with a rebound. The last time these two clubs came together was also in this building, with an unfortunate ending for the home team.
It really just wasn't a fun game for them. Their offense looked stagnant, and they couldn't get anything going.
Yeah, they had no answer for them. They simply got outplayed and outworked.
Amongst the best decision makers in the league, Lonzo with the right decision there.
Halliburton, the pass to Nembhard. Back to Halliburton. That's tipped and stolen by Williams. Chicago calls timeout.
Adjustments are a part of every game and every quarter of a game. I think Coach sees something here.
And you know what? We'll see what changes he makes coming out of this timeout.
Clap your hands. Here they are, your Indiana Pacemates. Dance team, they're amazing. Thanks, everybody.
And just over a minute played here to start the game. Pass to LaVine. Here's Champ. Free throw line jumper. The rebound by Turner.
That's the shot they wanted. It just didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time.
Halliburton, no good.
Clean look from mid-range. Coach will probably want to run that play again.
Well, there's no question. Pacers team.
Yeah, absolutely. He complements Halliburton's up-tempo style very well. And defensively, he shores things up with his ability to guard 1 through 5.
Here's Mathurin. Chicago making their last shot. Turner. No good with a layup. Chicago has gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. Champ, good.
LaVine brings a lot to this team. One of the elements he brings is his passing.
And about 2 minutes into the first quarter here. Siakam looking it over. Down low. Mathurin passes to Nembhard. No good again that time. The Bulls have gone 3 of 5 here in the opening quarter. Outside, Williams. For 3. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
Wow, their opponent is doing a tremendous job spacing the floor.
Now here's Nembhard. He's got 5. Time called here. The Pacers decide to talk it over.
Things just aren't going their way. He clearly wants to talk it over.
And you know what, guys? If for nothing else, just to slow things down a little bit, change it up somewhat.
Get T-shirts. Let me hear you.
the numbers here for Benedict Mathurin. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Halliburton with the ball. His last outing, we saw him score 22. Shot clock at 6. The drive by Nembhard. Another miss. They desperately need a bucket. And so it's Ball with it. He brings it up for Chicago. 6-point lead. And you think about the value Andrew Nembhard provides. Clark, he really excels at running the offense.
He's the quintessential point guard, B.A. Has a great feel for setting up his teammates for what they're trying to get done. Plays with tremendous pace and great confidence. Typically doesn't over-dribble and is unafraid of any moment.
And we talk about Siakam's versatility. Well, there it is. Nice pass.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Well, I spoke with the head coach of the Pacers, and one of their main defensive focuses, Nikola Vucevic. Coach telling me that Vuce has the big body, plus he can really shoot it, but they really emphasize boxing him out. Nikola is great at converting misses into second chance points. Boxing out. It's back to the basics, guys.
Thanks for that, Allie. Now here's Halliburton. No made baskets yet. And then Turner with the dunk.
Oh, that's just too easy, guys. Turner, a player you can't allow to get free near the rack. He's a great dunker. Bang.
Pass to Vucevic. Ball outside. Launches a three. And the three-pointer goes. Champ's got 12.
And what's working here? Each guy is willing to make the next pass.
Pacers trail by 7. Siakam outside. The shot comes out. Some solid defense from Williams. Here's Champ. And it's good. Credit Levine with the assist. 14 points for him.
Boy, what a quarter for him. I mean, he's found his rhythm, and he's really riding that wave right now.
Three-pointer, no good.
Surprising to see him miss here, but they'll be happy with that shot most possessions.
Perfect pass to set up the lay-in.
This has been just a dreadful start for them defensively. Not good at all.
And to battle back, they've got to shore up the defense. I mean, there's no other way to come back from a deficit unless you play good defense.
Halliburton, the pass to Mathurin. Here's Nembhard. Good. Third basket in 6 attempts.
And I'll tell you, Mathurin's passing game has a solid foundation. Now, hopefully, it continues to grow here.
Pass to Champ. 4-3. Oh, at the buzzer! Wow!
I didn't think he was going to get it off in time. Oh, wow.
I agree. I mean, and to have the composure to lock in and get off a shot he feels confident about, that's good work.
And as we conclude the first quarter, a one-sided game so far. It's the Bulls. They lead by 12. And we'll return shortly. We welcome you back to second quarter action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Bulls.
Well, we're in the era of the three-point basket. So if you want to win games in this league, you have to connect from deep, and they have been thus far.
They've also displayed a real unselfishness as a team, moving the basketball well, sharing the rock, and giving everybody a chance to participate in the offense.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Bulls. Zach LaVine out there with Jalen Smith. Then there's Ayo Dosunmu. Then it's Ball. And it's Champ in at the 2. Mathurin. Smith with the rebound. Bulls leading by 14. Shoots over Mathurin. A nice shot by Smith.
He drops yet another dime. Just facilitating this offense like a maestro.
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
This is that grind-it-out part of the year, Grant. Everyone just fighting through it.
No question, B.A. And it's not just physically exhausting. You're trying to focus on every game, every possession. This is where your leaders can help keep everyone focused.
Here's Champ. 16-point lead, the largest margin in the game. The shot's good.
24.
Champ's got 4 points now in the quarter.
It's been a dominant night for him, staying productive throughout.
And for the Pacers, they're shooting just 38% for this game so far. Pass to Toppin. And he lobs it up. And a slam dunk by Toppin.
Getting elevated is something Toppin has no problem with. Give him airspace at your own peril.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Thanks. Well, Champ in their last matchup against the Raptors got the job done. He dropped 48 points, and he's a tremendous three-point shooter. We saw that again last game. He just went out there and played his game, absolutely owning the opposition in the process. Back to you guys.
Yeah, he was unstoppable during certain stretches. It'd be great to see him top that performance tonight.
Well, his team needs him to contribute. When he's on his A game, he just makes play after play.
For sure, and draws so much defensive attention that it opens up opportunities for others.
Damn good.
Number 24.
Champ's got 24 points.
Even with all the threes he nailed in the first quarter, the defense still hasn't made the proper adjustments.
Halliburton, he's scoreless. To the paint. Here's Mathurin. That's good. And Halliburton gets the assist. Halliburton's got 4 assists now tonight.
And Mathurin is an impressive scorer, skilled at finding ways to convert around the rim.
There's Ball with a 3. Another 3 for Chicago.
They've been the more poised team tonight, and the score reflects that.
Well, I like the way they're playing. A very smart first half. Quality shots, not wasting possessions.
And that slam had some power behind it. Mathurin is just so much fun to watch.
Timeout called here. Chicago decides to talk it over. Well, Clark, talking about Benedict Mathurin, he's another great young Canadian player.
Yeah, they've got a ton of them coming from north of the border, PA. I mean, Mathurin, you got R.J. Barrett, SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I mean, at this point, you could probably fill a couple of rosters with high-level players that come from Canada.
Changes here for the Pacers. Walker, he's checked in for Wiseman, and it's Nembhard in for Mathurin. Chicago with the ball. They're on a 14-6 run. Gordon Tucker on the wing. Walker against Williams.
2 minutes remaining.
Back to White.
2 minutes.
Lays it up and banks it in. White's got his first 2 points of the night.
And the defense has no one to blame but themselves. I mean, they just let him get right to the rim.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
So it's the Chicago Bulls leading by 17 at the end of the period. They're getting quality looks, and that's why they're shooting at such a high clip. Back after this. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. Chicago leading by 17. Halliburton and Nembhard, the 1 and the 2. Siakam at power forward with Turner in at center. And it's Mathurin in at the 3, the small forward. That's the 5 for the Pacers. And here's Siakam for 3. Chicago with a rebound.
I'll tell you what, they've rebounded the ball tremendously well.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And here's Halliburton. He'll bring it up for the Indiana Pacers. Pass to Siakam. Unable to get that one. Some solid defense from Williams. And the shot goes down. Champ's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Guys, it's a one-man show out there. I mean, he looks like he's willing to handle all of the offensive duties for his team.
All right, let's check in with ours.
Brian, Miles Turner, the 11th pick by the Pacers in 2015 for much of his career with the team. He's endured the trade rumors. He said, I've still got PTSD from that, but I wanted to be here in Indy. And last season, a renegotiation of his contract, giving him an extension and a raise. Brian, he is locked in as their starting center.
Yeah, it would appear so, Allie. Thank you. Lets a 3 fly. Another 3 for Chicago.
Well, he's demanding the ball. He wants it, and he's coming through. I mean, you can see why his teammates trust him down the stretch, guys.
Halliburton outside. Pass to Mathurin. Here's Nembhard. Tried to come right back with a 3 of his own, but it's no good.
Just 1 for 4 from the field, not the way they wanted to start the second half.
And it's time for an injury report. All right, a good chance to get an update on Nikola Vucevic's injury. Let's go to Allie LaForce.
I chatted briefly with the head athletic trainer for the Bulls. He said it looks to be just a sore foot, but that he should still avoid putting much weight on it. And for a team with definite title hopes, it will now be a case of next man up until he can return.
Okay, thanks for the update. Good to get that information. Now we know how things are coming along, Graham.
That's true. It's the uncertainty factor with injuries that can be so hard to handle.
And, you know, for him, just watching his teammates unable to contribute, that's really a helpless feeling.
Here's Champ. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Levine.
3 points.
Levine's got 6 assists in the game. Indiana has gone 1 of 4 here in the third from range. Indiana calls timeout. Well, despite the effort to create super teams, the league has a lot of parity right now, Grant.
It really does, and I like it. It's not quite like the 80s Celtics and Lakers or the 90s Wolves, partly because of the salary cap. It's so hard to pay more than 2, maybe 3 stars at a time.
Indiana wins it. Pass to Champ. Ball outside. Good. Another from 3. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable, B.A. Unbelievable.
And here's Halliburton. So it's the Bulls winning this one easily. To walk into enemy territory and deliver a performance like that, that says a lot about this squad.
They really came in looking confident and didn't let anything shake them. This is what a dominant team looks like.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Grant Hill, Clark Kellogg, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson, thanking you for watching. So long and good night, everyone.
What's up, guys? This is T-Mac with some 2K TV Interactive. Could you tell me what year did I get inducted into the NBA Hall of Fame? Was it 2016, 2017, 2018, or was it 2019?
We welcome you to Noche and Beyond here on 2K Sports. From the attire to the food, the players' jerseys, tonight a celebration of the Latin culture. With Richard Jefferson and Greg Anthony alongside, I'm Kevin Harlan at the table. And from the sidelines, it's our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. And a look at the starters for the Cavaliers. A lot of length inside. It's Mobley and Allen in the post. Donovan Mitchell is out there at Portland. And it's LeVert in at the 3 slot. And for the Bulls, Levine and Williams up in the forward positions. Lonzo Ball out there with Champ, and it's Vucevic in at the 5 roaming the paint. RJ, this one has a bit of an old school feel to it, doesn't it? These teams love to run things down low.
Yeah, it's going to be a heck of a matchup, Kevin. A little bit of bully ball, you could say. Having a center you can run your offense through makes the rest of your offense that much better.
Champ, it's good. The assist that time from Ball. Champ's got the first bucket of the night, a 3-pointer for the Bulls. Mitchell feeling it out a bit. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
You see how smoothly Mitchell gets into his shot. That's elite.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. David.
Well, a bit ago, Billy Donovan and I were able to talk. Now he's worried it's going to be one of those nights when Donovan Mitchell just goes off. He told me it's like guarding a ticking time bomb. You never know when he's going to blow up, but we're anticipating it. So coach is expecting the best out of his team and preparing for the worst. Guys?
Thank you, David. So, time took at the hands of the Blazers.
Well, I felt like they were never on the same page defensively in that one. Gave up way too many easy shots.
Yeah, they looked like they were asleep on that end of the floor. No one was talking. No one was paying attention. It was rough.
Give it up one more time for your Chicago Bulls.
Here is Porter. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. On the wing, Mitchell. Rebounded by Vucevic.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And Greg, the Cavaliers in recent years establishing a defensive identity.
They do a great job of locking down the paint, Kevin, forcing teams to shoot over the top and just vacuuming up those misses.
And here is Mitchell, following the 3 from Champ. Allen trying to break free. Mitchell's shot is good. Mitchell's got his second bucket of the night.
It's the strength of Mitchell, one of the strongest guards we might have ever seen.
And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
All these threes they're giving up have really been the driving force on this run.
For Cleveland, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. To the paint. Rebounded by Vucevic. The Bulls have gone 4 of 4 to start, so a nice offensive rhythm to start here. Here's Champ, and that comes off the assist by Levine. Champ's got 15 points.
And the defense is in disbelief here. Triple after triple.
For 3, Mitchell. Shot clock resets for the Cavaliers. Trying to find Vucevic. Gets it to him. Here's Champ. Yes, once again, it remains perfect. 6 attempts and 6 hits.
Oh, great ball movement there.
And so, LeVert will bring it up for Cleveland. It's a 13-point game. And they get it. And that one is off. Great D that time for Vucevic. Here's Champ, covered by Mitchell. Champ, the pass to Levine. Here's Champ. Launches it. It's good for the 7th time this game. He shot 7. He has made 7.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Couldn't come up with a much better start than this. They just have to keep it going.
Timeout called, Cleveland. RJ, you say this all the time. For a young player like Patrick Williams, reps are so important.
He's had a tough start to his career. 2 injuries in his first 4 years that ended his season. Every young player needs to get a rhythm. They need minutes, and they need to be healthy.
So for the Bulls, Smith checked in for Vucevic, and it's Dosunmu in for Williams. And the Cavaliers with some changes. The Cavaliers trail by 16. In the corner, Okoro with it. Takes it from 10. It's hauled in by the Bulls. They went to Cleveland for their last meeting with the Cavaliers, and they came out with a win.
Yeah, they cruised to a win in these teams' last encounter, and their field goal percentage was off the charts.
Here's Champ. A 38-point game for him in the win against the Pacers in Indianapolis. Now, here's Okoro. Now the pass to Jerome. Their offense, stone cold. Another miss there. The Bulls leading by 16. Champ, the pass to Levine. Here's Champ. Shoots. And that comes off the assist by Levine. Champ's got 22.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Cavaliers shooting in the early going here. Pretty dreadful, 22%. 51 seconds left here in the first quarter. Back to Adams. Pass to Tyson. 6 to shoot. Passes it to Jerome. And another miss by Cleveland. For Chicago, they've gone 8 of 10 shooting, coming out very strong. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
For Chicago, they won their last contest, that game against the Indiana Pacers.
Mental toughness on the road. The arena was rocking, but they just got down to business and never let up.
And the mental game you talk about, a lot comes down to coaching. Having your players.
And another one falls. Amazing.
We're bearing witness to one of the great scoring seasons of all time.
Greg, he's delivering night in and night out. Great games and nearing third all-time for scoring in a season.
And guys, don't look now, but Michael Jordan's scoring mark from 1987 is in his sights.
And the buzzer sounds to end the first, and we've got a blow-up. Ends up going with the new group. And then for Cleveland, Steven Adams, he's checked in for Jared Allen. Okoro comes in for Karis LeVert. And it's Ty Jerome in for Porter. Shots good by Champ.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Cavaliers have gone 6 of 10 from the floor here in the second quarter. On the court for Cleveland, the wing set for him, Mitchell and Okoro. Mobley is out there with Adams. And it's Jerome in at the point. Plenty of daylight on that shot. Jerome's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Here's Champ. And again.
His offensive arsenal has been on full display all season long.
You're right. Now tied for third place. Points in a single season.
And fellas, he's tied with none other than the great Michael Jordan. And he is not done yet.
And Paul with the block.
And Ball using those long arms to just swat away that shot. I love the hustle. Always nice to have a point guard who can block shots.
Yeah, he's shown terrific control of the pace and the rhythm of this offense.
He's locked in with his teammates right now, setting guys up in perfect position.
Big finish, emphatic.
He hangs on the rim just for good measure. Wow. Here's Champ. And And another one falls.
All season long, he has been absolutely dominant. The scoring doesn't end with him.
Yeah, he's already left his mark on history, moving into third place for most points in a season. Amazing. Mobley up top. Out to the right wing. Here's Jerome. He's covered by Ball. Jerome, no good.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And it's slammed in by Smith.
Talk about execution on the offensive end. They're leaving nothing on the table right now.
It's caused them to pull away a bit. Let's see if they can keep the train on the tracks.
Mitchell kicks to Adams. Now, here's Mitchell. He's covered closely from outside the arc. It's hauled in by the Bulls. When this game is done, they'll be off to Miami to take on the Heat. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip.
This is the game plan for him. He's a big part of their floor spacing.
Yeah, you got to know where he is at all times, especially when he's when they're ready to fire.
And so it's Chicago, out there all by themselves with a 32-point lead to end the quarter. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. We come back right after this. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. What a game we're seeing from Champ.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
I like how they came into this one with a game plan, and they're just going out and executing it. Terrific job.
Vucevic in at center with Williams next to him. Lonzo Ball out there with Champ, and it's Levine in at the 3 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. And Greg, you talk about toughness, the compete factor. How does a team create that culture?
Call it critical mass. When you have the entire organization and enough players committed to that kind of effort, everyone has to meet that level.
Cleveland with the ball. Porter kicks to Allen. Wound up there for Allen. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Making full use of that reach. Allen able to pluck the ball out of the air for that easy lob.
Pass to Champ. Launches a 3. LeVert grabs the miss.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Mobley. And Mobley throws it down.
It's just too easy for Mobley. This man, he's quick off the floor. He's got a 7'4" wingspan. Look, this man finishes the way he was built.
And he drops it in. Just a pretty release there from Champ. Champ's got 43 points.
He found his groove right away and hasn't let up. It's not surprising that he's leading the way on offense.
Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. Mobley against Williams. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Porter. Kicks it out to Mitchell. That's good. And it's LeVert with the assist. Mitchell's got 17 now.
And an excellent start to the second half. Only missed 1 shot in their first 5.
Here's Champ. Connects again from distance. You can tell he is feeling it.
Kevin, he's on fire.
The pass to LeVert. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. And it's Mitchell missing. And so it's Williams who brings it up for the Bulls. one of the most explosive scorers in the NBA, the great Donovan Mitchell.
Well, I think what makes his offensive game so elite is that he is a very strong and physical guard. He's improved his pick-and-roll game, and he's improved his distance from three. So the space that he has to work from is so impressive. Think D. Wade with a better jumper.
The putback. LaVine with the rebound. LaVine's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Pass to Champ. He's feeling it. And got it. Another basket. That gives him 51.
Making it look easy.
From Zach LaVine.
LeVert against LaVine. Now here's LeVert. Not a lot of room.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Here's Ball. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
This is the smart play by Ball, staying committed even while getting fouled.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And with an 86% free throw average, you can count on him to come through on most trips.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops.
And Ball is such an effective two-way player. Takes smart shots on offense and really hustles on defense.
So for the Bulls, Jalen Smith, he's checked in for Vucevic. Horton Tucker comes in for Williams. And it's Dosunmu in for LaVine. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Jared Allen. Wade comes in for Evan Mobley. Okoro's checked in for Donovan Mitchell. And it's Ty Jerome in for Porter.
I'd like to call a little attention to Ball's determination, both on and off the court. You throw a challenge at him, and he will do everything in his power to overcome it.
Jalen Smith.
And a chance now to take a look at the schedule for the Chicago Bulls. On Saturday, they'll take on Kevin Love and the Miami Heat. And then on Monday, they'll head back home to host the Indiana Pacers.
And for their matchup with the Magic, this is one where it would take a complete meltdown for them not to come away with the win. Anything can happen, but I'd be shocked if they don't come out on top.
First one falls for him. And the Cavaliers making a change here. Tyson's checked in. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Passes it to Ball. On the wing, Dosunmu. Here's Champ. Bangs home the trifecta. Champ's got 54 points.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Adams finds Wade. There's 53 seconds left in the third quarter.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D. Allen's position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Horton Tucker with it. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. Connects from three-point range.
This man is on fire. His team is winning, and it doesn't get better than that.
Jerome passes to Adams. Okoro wide open. He fires. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
The shot no good. Tyson. Pass the ball. Here's Champ. Got it off in time, and he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's the Chicago Bulls with a major 39-point lead here at the end of the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a... And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
A lot of times a spectacular pass is more impressive than a...
And So Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.
Season 6 is slamming home new rewards, challenges, and cards to obliterate your opponents in My Team.
It all starts with your season reward, so don't miss claiming the newest legend to the Lakers timeline, Diamond Luka Doncic, who can evo to a pink diamond to become the newest star in your My Team.
And every 10 levels, your lineup will be elevated this season with Pink Diamond Robert Williams III at level 10, the legendary handles of Galaxy Opal Rafer Alston at level 20, and the high-flying Dark Matter Grant Hill at level 30.
And we may as well get fundamental at level 40 when you bring 100 overall Tim Duncan to be the new big man of your My Team.
Oh, I can see the bank shots off the glass already.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Tonight, the league and all of us here at 2K and the starting group for Chicago. Williams and Vucevic are inside. Then it's Lonzo Ball. Then there's Zach LaVine. And it's Champ in at the 2. And for Miami, Tyler Hero is out there with Terry Rozier. Then it's Bam Adebayo. Then there's Butler. And it's Highsmith in at the power forward position. Stan, in terms of style of play, these teams are very similar.
Well, Brian, look, there's great shooters on both sides. And it's really tough to stay connected to those guys defensively because of how much they stretch the floor with their incredible shooting range.
Going to put a lot of stress on the defense, these two. LaVine against Butler. From deep. Sinks the tray.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Well, Eric Spoelstra had a few moments to share with me. He's been working with his assistant coaches, trying to devise a way to contain Zach LaVine. His ability to play well above the rim, coupled with the deep range, makes him a unique challenge to defend. They're going to try to keep him off balance by showing him different looks. Brian?
Great work, Allie. Thanks. Now here's LaVine. He's averaging about 6 points per game. Champ can't hit. Stan, it's hard to believe, but the Bulls have not won a playoff series since 2015.
Well, look, Brian, it's hard to win in this league. And when you're rebuilding, trying to find the mix that'll get you over the top is a difficult chore.
Long way from those Michael Jordan glory days. Chicago calls timeout. Their last encounter was in Chicago.
And they came away with the win because everyone contributed. The starters, the bench, they all played as a unit.
Yeah, give credit to those guys for playing with such aggressiveness. It makes a huge difference when you get that kind of boost from your second unit.
It's good. And the assist that time from Ball. Champ's got 6.
Amongst the best decision makers in the league, Lonzo with the right decision there.
Just over a minute and a half in. Pass to Highsmith. Let's go with a 3. Chicago with a rebound. This game coming on the heels of their win versus the Cavaliers.
They really relied on the perimeter game in that one. Just consistent from distance all night.
Yeah, and what the heck were you supposed to do to stop them? Bucket after bucket from deep. Quite a showing.
Hero. Here's Rozier. And down it goes. Jam that one home.
And a vicious Vicious slam by Rozier. Really sticking it to them.
Ball passes to Champ. The three. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
3 points.
Miami has gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. Here's Butler. And that one's long. Chicago has gone 3 of 4 on threes here in this first quarter. The three is up. Champ, good. 12 points for him.
When you let a team knock down that many threes, you know you're likely to be on the wrong side of a run.
Hero outside. Pass to Butler. The fadeaway. And it's cleared by Vucevic.
Well, and even though he couldn't get that one to fall, that's a shot they want him taking.
Well, Stan, you coached against some really tough players in your day. Where does Jimmy Butler stand right now? What makes him Jimmy Butler?
Well, I think, Brian, he's just a great competitor. He wants to take on the biggest challenges when he's on the defensive end, and on offense, he is willing to attack anyone.
Time called here. The Heat decide to talk it over. Well, Grant, the Miami Heat are as professionally run as any franchise in this league.
Yeah, and certain numbers point to that. They minimize turnovers, they don't commit cheap fouls, and they hit their free throws. So, in other words, they don't give anything away.
A big group substitution here for Miami. Olynyk checked in for Adebayo. Jovic comes in for Highsmith. Jaquez is checked in for Jimmy Butler. And it's Burks in for Hero.
And deadly from deep. Rozier making it happen from beyond the arc.
Here's Champ. Buries it from 3. Champ's got 15.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
Pass to Jaquez. To the inside. Here's Rozier. Drops in the layup for 2.
Woo, he's piping hot. 4 for 4 from the field. No one can guard him out there.
White, the pass to Champ. Fires the 3. Rebound Miami. They want to keep rolling here following a win against Minnesota.
Oh boy, throughout the game they got after it defensively and forced a lot of turnovers too.
Well, hey, if you can prevent the other team from getting into a rhythm, the advantage is all yours.
And what an aggressive move to the rim. He's really trying to fire up his teammates right now.
Boy, it's not hard to feel inspired after a teammate makes that kind of finish.
Well, that's exactly what's needed when you're trying to turn things around.
Here's Rozier. The Bulls making their last shot. No good on that one. His first miss. He's 4 for 5 now. White, the pass to Champ. Now Williams. Bulls up. Again, the Bulls score.
Yeah, this quarter's all about him. He's just dominating at the offensive end.
About 3 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. Three-pointer Rozier. And it's Dosunmu with the rebound. From downtown, Champ, good. Champ's got 20.
Their ability to space the floor has been the story of this game.
Yeah, we thought this might be the case. You see a few of those go through the net, it becomes contagious.
A dynamic finish, then decides to hang out a little for good measure.
Yep, that's the exclamation point right there. And so it's the Chicago Bulls now holding a 12-point lead at quarter's end. They just can't miss right now. Every shot they're taking, you assume. Going with almost an entirely new group here. Olynyk checked in for Adebayo. Jovic comes in for Highsmith. Jimmy Butler's checked in for Jaquez. And it's Burks in for Rozier. The free throw is off from Butler. And there's a bevy of young talent in the NBA right now. Who are you most excited to see grow into a star, Stan?
Well, what I'm really excited about, Brian, is to see which of these young talents becomes true stars, transformative guys. Certainly, Chet Holmgren and Wembanyama have already had this great rivalry. Scotty Barnes has become the next big point guard. We see Anthony Edwards, Paolo Banchero. There's a lot of guys that could be the guy, and it'll be fun to find out who actually develops into that play.
As the torch is passed, who's going to take the mantle? And for Chicago, let's take a look. Patrick Williams out there with Smith. Then it's Kobe White, and it's Champ in at the point guard position. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Thanks. Well, Champ in their last matchup against the Cavaliers just played phenomenal. He had 57 points, and he made a significant contribution from beyond the arc, as usual. He was a force of nature in that game. He made the opposition look utterly helpless.
Outstanding, thanks. Impressive ability to carry his team to victory, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., I was really impressed. They wouldn't have won the game if it wasn't for his attacking mindset and will to win.
Yeah, and we're likely to see them go to him early on. See if he can't replicate that performance.
Oh, not the defensive effort they need to cut into the lead.
Boy, good call. You have to at least try to protect the rim.
Yeah, I'd consider calling timeout right away after that one. The defense has to be better there.
Burks against White. 11 feet out. Up again. Outside Butler. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
3-second violation.
Dosunmu, he's checked in for Terry.
Bulls substitution. Ayo Dosunmu.
43 seconds left in the second quarter. White, the pass to Williams. Here's Champ. Pure from three-point range. Champ's got 27.
Even with all the threes he nailed in the first quarter, the defense still hasn't made the proper adjustments.
Now Hero. He had a 30-point outing in their last game against Minnesota.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first. Well, he's been in total control offensively, and the defense has had no answers.
Three-pointer off the mark. White finds Williams. Here's Champ. He's guarded by Hero. Champ, good.
He's been so aggressive on offense, and with the results, you understand why.
Well, yeah, and the defense is going to have to respond to that and chase him off the arc.
And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. Bulls out in front, up by 16. We'll take a quick break and then get you back to the action. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly in the second. We've got Butler. Terry Rozier is out there with Tyler Hero. Then it's Bam Adebayo. And it's Highsmith in at the four-man spot. That's the group for Eric Spoelstra starting the second half.
Nice job there by Levine, making the extra pass and putting it on the money.
And so Hero will bring it up for the Heat. It's an 18-point game. And at home for the next game, it'll be Charlotte pulling in to face him. And they'll be right in the middle of a 5-game homestand.
Well, sometimes you need more than just your stars, though. They've got to run something to get the other guys good looks.
That's been typical of their performance today. They're sharing the ball and creating good shots.
Here's Butler. A threat for them offensively. He's recorded around 19 a game. You know, Stan, for a team with such a proud history, the last decade has been a tough one for the Bulls.
Yeah, Brian, it really has. They've had competitive teams, but they haven't won a full playoff series since 2014. And for such a dedicated and passionate fan base, That's been really difficult for them, let alone the front office and people that want to turn this thing around as quickly as they can.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Here's a great quote from Coach Eric Spoelstra, who said, "The Miami Heat culture is a system based on discipline and hard work. We stand for something. That's competition. That's winning. We feel that there's a championship DNA that you can develop." And Brian, they walk the walk.
One of the great organizations in the league, Allie.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Rozier. Grant, when you talk about consistency and officiating game to game, you think there's room for improvement?
You know, I do think so. I mean, they're allowing more contact, but overall, more clarity on what constitutes legal guarding position would help players and officials.
And the Heat making a change here. Jaquez is checked in. Lonzo Ball's checked in for Chicago. Pass to Champ. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Levine. Levine's got 3 assists now in this one. Heat trail by 17. Rozier from outside. And it's cleared by Vucevic. Vucevic has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Ball outside. Here's Champ. There's the triple. Second chance effort. And Vucevic lays it up and in. Vucevic has gotten his 3rd basket of the night.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
3-pointer Rozier. On target from range.
Well, they're behind, but it's certainly not because of him. He's doing everything he can. He just needs more help from his teammates.
Such a skilled big. 6'10" Nikola Vucevic. He can beat you up in the post, or he can step back and hit a 3-stand.
Yeah, Brian, and he's an excellent passer as well. Throughout his career, Vucevic's teams have been very good offensively, and his versatility is a big reason for that.
Drops in the 3.
Well, there's no question he's carrying the load in this quarter, but he's going to need some help.
Pass to Champ. Unloads. Again, the Bulls score.
Well, he's a reason why they're winning right now. He's been efficient offensively, and his confidence continues to grow.
Hey, yo, right here.
Hero outside. And again, it's Miami from deep.
Well, this is what Hero is out here to do. He's a very reliable 3-point scorer.
Back to Ball. Here's Champ. Yes, sir, and it's Ball with the assist that time.
3 points.
Ball's got 6 assists here tonight. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the 3rd here. Time called here. Miami decides to talk it over. And the Heat unveiling the statue of Dwayne Wade, Stan, the face of the franchise forever.
Yeah, Brian, you think of what he meant to this organization, propelling it to its very first championship, and then attracting other stars to Miami. He is truly the foundation.
Lennox checked in for Miami. Jovic comes in for Highsmith. Smith, he's checked in for Chicago. Dosunmu comes in for Williams. Hero, the pass to Rozier. And here's Jaquez. Back to Rozier. 5 to shoot. Jacks up a 3. Knocks down the triple. Rozier's got 13 points in this quarter.
He hit 3 triples in the first half. 3 more since. That's nothing to shrug at.
Again! What an avalanche!
My goodness. 50 for the game.
Just putting on a show. Just over 3.5 minutes through the 3rd. Hero finds Rozier. Here's Jovic. And right now, he's currently putting up 6.5 points per game.
Coaches loathe empty possessions. You got to be able to hit the easy ones.
Champ. From outside, off the mark. Heat trail by 17. Pass to Hero. Fires from deep. Doesn't go that time.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Champ can't hit.
Those are precisely the looks this team is trying to create.
Yeah, quality offense will serve you well in the long run. You can't settle for bad shots.
Chicago leading by 17. Shot from 12, and it's good. He hits another one.
That's 52 points for him.
Making it all look too easy right now. For Miami, they've gotten 6 of 11 attempts to fall so far in the third. The steal. Fast break. Here we go. 3 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Champ. It's hauled in by the... Here's Rozier. Here's Jovic. Tries again. And that one's good. Jovic has gotten his second bucket of the game.
Have to take care of the defensive boards better than that.
Yeah, they need to pay attention to the details. Second chance points are backbreaking.
At the end of the third quarter, a huge lead. This one may have already been decided. It's the Bulls running away with this one. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
He's always near the top of the list for this honor. I mean, passes like these are his specialty.
Well, he's a consummate floor general, surveying the defense and delivering the pass on time and on target.
And we read. And the Heat with some changes. Highsmith, he's checked in for Olynyk. Jaquez comes in for Rozier. And Tyler Hero subbed in for Burks.
One shot.
And the free throw, no good. Stan, you're the son of a coach. Your dad was a great coach at the collegiate level. What was the best advice you ever received from him?
Well, Brian, the one that has always stuck with me is he told me in my first season, if you think you've got all the answers, it's only because you don't know all the questions. And I think that's true in everything, not just basketball.
On the court for the Bulls, Levine and Williams are the two forwards. Then it's Lonzo Ball. Then there's Nikola Vucevic. And it's Champ in at the 2. The offensive rebound. Here's Adebayo. Vucevic with some nice D.
That's not a bad shot at all. It just didn't go in. Sometimes the process is right, and you still get a bad result.
Well, the scoreboard tells you everything you need to know about this one. A great showing here for the Bulls.
Pretty clear who the better team was today. They dominated in just about every phase of this game, Grant.
B.A., it's almost hard to think what didn't go well for them. Their plan, their execution, everything was absolutely on point.
And their win total will climb a little higher once this one's official. It'll be their 63rd win of the year.
And with just one game left to play between them, they've captured the first 2 meetings of the year.
And when you look at the game, the one thing that helped fuel this team to victory was the efficiency for Champ.
Well, he was the reliable option for them on just about every possession. So dependable, always making the right decision.
And it's the Heat with the ball. Pass to Jaquez. Kept alive. And Vucevic with the block.
Well, defensively, Vucevic was in great position and times that perfectly.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over.
Okay, fans, time to get on your feet and make some noise for your Miami Heat dancers.
And now we present our new battle. So it's the Bulls winning this one easily. This one wasn't even close. The hometown crowd was waiting for a miracle that never came.
Yeah, and this team was consistent throughout. They met every challenge, and they earned this dub.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Stan Van Gundy, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, I'm Brian Anderson. thanking you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. So long, everybody.
Our next guest is taking home wins on the digital courts and creating content around 2K. Renee, welcome to 2K TV.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, LD.
Absolutely. We're excited to have you. And I was excited to see your build in NBA 2K. So let's start with that. What was the feeling like for you when 2K reached out and told you that you're going to have a build featured in the game?
It was actually surprising. I was shocked for sure. It was amazing. I really appreciated the opportunity. And I've been going crazy on that build too. So.
Introducing the starting lineup for your Chicago Bulls. At forward, 6'7", number 44, Patrick Williams.
Welcome, everyone. Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. The perimeter pairing with Nembhard and Mathurin. Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. And it's Halliburton in at the guard position. And for Chicago, Levine and Williams up in the forward positions. All out there with Champ, and it's Vucevic in at the center, locking down the... One thing you gotta love watching is great ball movement.
Which is something both of these teams take pride in. It's always fun to watch guys be unselfish with the ball and look to make each other better.
Ball with the bucket.
Wow, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Williams against Siakam. Over Williams. Siakam's shot is off. Here's Chicago. Here's Champ. Off target with his 3. And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, DA?
Thank you, Kevin. I caught up with the Bulls head coach. Now, we talked about Benedict Mathurin, their confident wing. Coach said guarding Mathurin is a challenge. He's got that it factor. We've told our guys who are defending him, you have to try to match his intensity. He'll eat you alive. Checking Benedict Mathurin, never an easy assignment. Kevin?
All right, thank you, David. So, timeout called here, the first for Indiana. Last time they met was in Indiana.
Well, if they want to avoid the outcome of that first meeting, they'll need to be stronger on the glass. They were completely outmatched in the last one.
Well, you have to believe the coaching staff made that a point of emphasis. Better aggressiveness, better intensity on the backboards.
Down the Pacers' doors last season, trading for Pascal Siakam to complement this hungry team.
And Kevin, it's important in a couple of ways. First of all, he's a two-time All-Star who's got a championship pedigree. The other part of this is Indiana is an equal opportunity offense, so they want to share the basketball. But Pascal brings individual playmaking and shot making, and sometimes that's a must-have in this league.
For Indiana, they've gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Here's Halliburton. Here's Nembhard. Offline with his 3.
Yet another miss, just 1 for 5, not exactly an ideal start.
Mathurin against Levine. Pass to Halliburton. Now Turner. Down low. Here's Siakam. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Lonzo Ball picks one up. Well, Doris, before he started playing basketball, Siakam was on the path to priesthood. And there are a lot of GMs in the NBA saying, amen, that he chose basketball.
Kevin, this young man actually attended a seminary and didn't pick up a basketball until he was 16. But even with that, he's built himself into an all-star and a champion. An incredible journey. 80% from the field to start, playing with a ton of confidence.
Indiana's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Siakam outside. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Here's Nembhard. And he can't bank that one in. Chicago leading by 4. Here's Champ, coming off a solid outing against Miami. Puts up a 3. Good. A nice assist for Williams. 8 points for Champ.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter.
2 minutes remaining in the first. 2 minutes.
Ball against Halliburton. Can't connect from short range. For the Pacers, they come in off a loss to the Hawks in Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, every time out, it's a learning experience to some degree, but that's not what they were looking for.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it hurts a little more when you play well and fail to close out a game. That was one they should have won.
So it's Chicago now, following the score by Indiana. Unloads. The rebound by Turner.
And it didn't fall, but that's the kind of shot they want their offense to create.
You know, it can be frustrating when you make the right play and fail to reap the rewards. You just have to stay with it here.
Here's Champ. He's got 8. Hits it from three-point range. Champ's got 11.
Those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triple.
Time call here. Indiana decides to talk it over.
And with their offense sputtering, coaches got to get them back on track.
And to me, they're just taking too many tough shots. And when they do get an easy one, the confidence just isn't there.
Smith comes in for Nikola Vucevic. And it's Dosunmu in for Williams. Then for the Pacers, Wiseman's checked in for Miles Turner. Toppin comes in for Pascal Siakam. And Aaron Nesmith subbed in for Andrew Nembhard. Good.
And just wait until Wiseman has time to develop his moves, which are still somewhat raw at this stage.
Outside, Levine. Pass to Champ. Shoots it up. And the rebound goes to the Pacers.
And this is a shot he can definitely make, and the defense not a factor at all.
Always going up. For the alley-oop here, and finished off by Wiseman.
And just caught the D there by surprise. Love when Wiseman goes for the big air on the alley-oop.
Back to Ball. For three. And that drops in from beyond the arc. Three-pointer from Champ. 14 points for him.
And really, he came into the game with that long-range shot looking great. Boy, he could wind up with a crazy number of threes today.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Halliburton against Ball. And there's the defensive 3-second call.
Pacers ball.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
One shot.
Free throw is good by Toppin.
I think one thing that's clear with Obi Toppin is he has a drive to keep improving. He knows he's got some talent, but it's about the work you put in.
Now, here is Halliburton. He's coming off a 22-point game against the Hawks in Atlanta. Shot clock at 6. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that.
Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Vucevic checked in for Jalen Smith. Williams comes in for Levine. Horton Tucker's checked in for Dosunmu. And Champ subbed in for Kobe White. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Turner's checked in for Wiseman. Pascal Siakam comes in for Toppin. Jarris Walker, he's checked in for Nesmith. And Andrew Nembhard subbed in for Halliburton. On the court for Indiana. Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. Benedict Mathurin is out there with Nembhard. And it's Walker in at the 3 spot. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Champ, in their last matchup against the Heat, delivered a performance for the ages. He scored 63 points, and so much of that damage he does is from long range. A mind-blowing effort, one that's going to be hard to repeat, but hard to bet against him. Kevin?
All right, David, thanks. It's going to be interesting to see how he follows up that performance.
Yeah, he was the driving force behind that victory, but each night comes with different challenges.
What you love about this guy is even when the defense adjusts to what he's doing, he'll make an adjustment right back. He is always ready with a counter.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Bulls.
Well, they haven't wasted any time getting into a groove from deep, putting up and hitting a healthy amount of three-pointers thus far.
And they've also shown dominance in the paint so far tonight, really putting the work in down low.
And the Bulls making a change here. Terry's checked in. Free throw drops for Vucevic. Doris, here we are into the home stretch of this terrific season.
And Kevin, we can all feel the playoffs approaching, which in and of itself is so exciting. But what I love about the current structure of the league is this final stretch, there is always so much in play, and that elevates the intensity. It is a special time of year.
And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. To the middle, taken away by Williams. Driving to the basket. And Williams with the stuff.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
Here's Siakam. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Craig, in January 2024, Pascal Siakam was traded out of Toronto.
And he came into the league an older player from a mid-major school. The Raptors did a lot to help Siakam, turning him into an all-NBA caliber player.
Shooting 2.
Throw good, Siakam.
Boy, the evolution of Pascal Siakam has been such a pleasure to watch. The work ethic is commendable, and he's learning how to be a leader, guys.
Siakam hits them both. And so it's Ball who brings the ball up for Chicago. That'll be just 1 game played away from home for them. So for the Bulls, their last game, a win against the Heat in Miami. Here, Walker taking his time here. That shot misses. Great D that time from Vucevic. Here's Terry. It's rebounded by Indiana.
Well, we didn't see the same kind of control we're used to seeing from him. This guy is usually a tremendous finisher.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Vucevic. Halliburton's checked in for Andrew Nembhard. And the Pacers call time here. We've seen Champ really having a great game.
Yeah, I think they've got to be talking about just guarding him a little more tightly on the perimeter or keep the ball out of his hands as much as possible, period. That's about the only way you're going to cool this guy off.
A chance to pay homage to the Eastern Conference Player of the Week, Champ.
Well, you just look at the scoring he's provided and the numbers he has put up, and it's a no-brainer. Rarely does someone carry an offense this much and not walk away with some form of hardware for their efforts.
Outside for Halliburton. Back to Siakam. And a wide-open look for Mathurin. Drains it from beyond the arc. Mathurin's got his second basket of the night.
And doing a much better job from three-point range than they were in the first. It's going to help them chip away at that lead.
Passes to Vucevic. Bulls moving the ball around. Shots good by Champ.
And once again, the defense allowing him to get a clean look at that triple. He continues to do some big-time damage from downtown. And one of the better athletes in his draft class, Mathurin, with quick lift off the floor and then the power to hammer it home.
Ball, the pass to Champ. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. Ball's got his 7th assist in the game.
This guy is cooking right now. He is leading them on the offensive end as they remain in front here.
Siakam against Williams. Rebound by the Bulls. Vucevic has got 5 rebounds tonight. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Buries the long-range jumper. 25 points for Champ.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
And the shot goes in.
Well, I'm telling you, this guy is doing everything he can to get them where they want to be. He's been on a mission in this period.
Back to Ball. Halliburton with the steal. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it.
Substitution on the court.
From deep three-point land. And so it's Chicago, holding a big 18-point lead to close the quarter. And if they keep draining the threes like they've been so far, their lead is safe. We'll return shortly. wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. What a game we're seeing from Champ.
And if he can keep shooting from deep like he did in the first half, he's going to be more than a handful.
What I love is they've continued to feed this guy. Ride the hot hand until the defense does something about it.
Vucevic in at center with Williams next to him. Lonzo Ball out there with Champ, and it's Levine in at small forward. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls. And Levine with the block.
Wow, solid spot from Levine. Coaches and teammates appreciate when he's engaged on the defensive end.
Lets the 3 fly. Champ's shot is on.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Halliburton passes to Nembhard. And a wide open look for Siakam. And the foul on Miles Turner. That is his first foul of the game.
Personal foul.
The Bulls leading by 18. Well, certainly with one of the more unique shots in the NBA, Halliburton gets it done.
You know, Kevin, credit to Halliburton and the organizations he's played for, because a lot of them would have changed or tried to rebuild their shot. Halliburton and his organizations knew the shot worked, and he stuck with it. And now he's one of the best shooters at his position.
And Nembhard has it in the corner. Turner trying to free himself up, and the shot is good. Nembhard's got 5.
But Halliburton can be so clever with the basketball, helps yet another teammate take advantage of an opening.
And there's the pass to Vucevic. Over Turner. Pacers with the rebound. Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Now, Pascal Siakam is nominally a power forward, but his versatility at both ends of the floor allows him to play a number of roles. Siakam says that's where the NBA has been going. It's always positionless basketball, and I feel like I can do anything. And in today's game, Kevin, that means tremendous value for Siakam. Back to you.
Doesn't it? My goodness, David, he is something else. Thank you very much. Pacers trail by 21. Nembhard with it. 5 points in the game. Mathurin finds Nembhard. Back to Mathurin. Bean with the rebound. Bulls have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Beyond the arc. And the Bulls another 3.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooting.
And Siakam has got the ball here for Indiana. Timeout called the Pacers. Greg, we know about the Euro step, but is the D-cell the next move that's getting more notice?
I think it is, Kevin, and you can see players have quickly incorporated that into their arsenal. It's been fun to watch, man, and I tell you, it creates some uncomfortable situations.
And the Bulls will go for a different look here. Jalen Smith, he's checked in for Vucevic. Dosunmu comes in for Patrick Williams. White, he's checked in for Champ. And Josh Giddey's subbed in for Lonzo Ball. Then for the Pacers, James Wiseman, he's checked in for Turner. Toppin comes in for Pascal Siakam. And it's Nesmith in for Benedict Mathurin.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Giddey goes in. 2 points. That one goes. Giddey's got 6.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense, potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. So long and good night, everyone.
That works for me, Renee. What kind of tips could you give fans that use this build, play hard defense, get those steals?
I'd say patience is big when playing defense. I'm more of a lanes player. I also play a lot of on ball, but mostly I kind of.
Let's meet at power forward, Patrick Williams. At point guard, Lonzo Ball. At the other forward position, Zach LaVine. At center, it's time to introduce the starting five for your Orlando Magic. The big man, 6 feet 10 inches, number 35.
It's a and the starting group for Chicago. LaVine and Williams are the two forwards. Then it's Lonzo Ball. Then there's Nikola Vucevic. And it's Champ in at the shooting guard position. And for the Magic, Wagner and Banchero, the talented forward pair. Then it's Suggs. Then it's Goga Bitadze. And it's Black in at the point. Well, Grant, we're deep into the season now. For teams who will miss the playoffs, where are their heads at, you think?
Well, B.A., first of all, it's a chance for some of the others to show out. Their focus should be on finishing strong. And realistically, you start planning for the offseason. But there are still games left to play.
Nails it from three.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
And Carroll, and he buries his first look.
Oh, too big, too strong. It'll take more than that to stop Banchero.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
I had a chance to catch up with Jamal Mosley. Zach LaVine's name came up, and I asked how he plans to deal with him. And Coach said, quote, what's scary about LaVine is how many ways that he can score. So there's no easy answer except for high-effort defense, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So the defense is trying to outwork LaVine tonight. We'll see how that goes, guys.
Okay, thank you, Allie. Orlando calls timeout. Victory eluded them last time in Chicago when they faced the Bulls.
I really think that L has to fall on their defense, or a lack thereof. Just not enough focus at that end of the floor.
Yeah, and that's really inexcusable. I mean, there's just no way that you can justify that. When you don't put the work in on defense, you're going to end up on the losing end.
Season nears. These power rankings really shape our expectations for the playoffs. Taking a look at the Clippers, they're building some momentum right now and aiming for a spot in the top 5.
Well, right now for the Bulls, they've been such a welcome surprise. Not many people thought they could be this good, but they continue to relish the role of underdog.
Now here's Wagner. In his last outing, 16 points for him. The three from Banchero. And it's cleared by Vucevic.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
Pass the ball. Yes, sir, and it's Ball with the assist that time. Champ's got 6 points.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
Almost 2 minutes into the first here. And here's Banchero. He's putting up some terrific numbers, over 28 a game. And another miss by Orlando. The Bulls have gone 2 of 3 from the floor. Well, after a decade of uncertainty, Magic fans now have a lot to cheer about.
This is the most optimism they've had around the team since the Dwight Howard era. And it centers around their young star, Paolo Banchero. He is going to be a force for a very long time.
And so he makes both from the line.
Free throw shooting is about mechanics, confidence, and your mental approach. He's locked in from there most every night.
Here's Banchero. Offensive rebound.
He's been off this whole period. Unable to sustain any kind of consistency.
Pass to Champ. Ball left side. Here's the three. And it doesn't fall for him. Made 2, missed 2 now. Orlando has gone 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. Suggs, no good. Chicago's gone 2 for 4 from range to start things off. Champ passes to Vucevic. Here's Champ. This one for 3. Sinks it from distance. 11 points in the game.
Wow. Some strong perimeter shooting here in the first quarter.
How do you stop this? I mean, it seems like they can't miss.
Here's Black. He chipped in with 13 points in his last game. On the wing, Suggs. And once again, off the mark by Orlando. Chicago with the ball. Big run right now for him. 11-2. Out of bounds, it'll go to the Magic. And now let's take a look and see which power forwards and centers have been putting up the most points over the past 10 games. 5th best, Paolo Banchero.
These big fellas come at you in all kinds of ways. They may not share styles, but they're all effective scorers.
Which is what makes that such an interesting collection of players for me. So much contrast in their methods, but success all around. It goes to show how many different ways there are to get it done in the post.
I just love the ball movement.
And there's 1:45 left in the first quarter. Orlando calls timeout.
Yeah, they're hoping to turn things around with this timeout.
Yeah, you know, they had to do something, anything to stop this run. You can't just let it go on any longer.
3 T-shirts are headed your way.
So for the Magic, Carter comes in for Batase. And it's Draymond Green in for Paolo Banchero. Chicago making a switch here. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Inside, here's Suggs. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Suggs showing you some major bounce right there. He went way upstairs on that one.
One thing this team loves about Jalen Suggs, he is one tough guard, Clark.
Hey, he was the state football player of the year in high school. And you don't just forget about how to be tough when you've done what he's done on the gridiron. And it translates extremely well to the hardwood. I think he's one of the better on-ball defenders in the league right now.
Here's Wagner. Chicago with a rebound. Fresh off a win against the Pacers.
It was a lockdown effort defensively, contesting shots and really protecting the painted area.
Boy, I tell you what, I think you got to really appreciate the grit, getting dirty, staying engaged. That's really what defense is all about.
Here's Black. No points so far. And he was camped in the lane there. He gets a 3-second call. Chicago leading by 9. Here's Champ. And Chicago again with a bucket.
And this defense needs to turn the screws and ramp up the intensity. They're looking a little loose out there right now.
Yeah, they've got to do a little more to disrupt their offensive rhythm, too.
And he goes up strong with a one-handed jam.
Hey, kept it simple. No reason to get fancy right now, B.A.
Yeah, he's just looking to find shots and produce for his team.
Hey, I thought there was some style there, guys. What are you guys looking at? I mean, it was still a pretty sweet, flavorful one-hand flush.
Orlando has gone 1 of 4 from deep. 1 second separating the shot clock and the game clock. Wagner with it. A proven scorer in this league, averaging just over 25 a game. 5 on the clock. The 3 is up. It doesn't go for him. And so it's Chicago closing out the quarter ahead by 11 points. And their defense has stood out, wreaking havoc for the opposition. All right, stick around. We'll be right back after this. Great to have you with us. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. All right, guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for Chicago.
You know, so far in this one, these guys have been knocking it down from distance. You've got to like their confidence as this game continues. They're on a nice roll.
And from the jump, they've also clearly been focused on running effective plays here tonight. And there's been a lot of high-quality distribution from them on the floor.
We've got Banchero. Wagner is out there with Jonathan Isaac. Then it's Suggs. And it's Black in at the 1. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Magic. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Well, Paolo Banchero grew up in Seattle playing pros every summer, and that gave him a huge leg up in the NBA. He said, quote, "They'd always tell me it's not as hard as you think. You just have to be focused and locked in."
Making some changes. Wendell Carter, he's checked in for Wagner. Green comes in for Isaac. And Franz Wagner subbed in for Suggs. Grant, with players getting bigger and more athletic, do you support moving the restricted area out?
Yeah, B.A., I would. We've seen a lot of injuries when defenders slide underneath elevated players on the drive. So cutting down that risk makes a lot of sense.
Here's Black. He has 6. From 7 feet away, and Wagner gets it to go.
It was a rough start for them scoring the ball, but they look like now they're really finding their rhythm and flow.
Yeah, it looks like they've gained a little bit of confidence as the lid has come off the hoop.
Nails it from beyond the arc.
And just shredding apart the defense with his passing. He's helping to pace this offense so well.
You know, numbers don't always tell the story, guys, but his assist totals do paint the picture here. I mean, he's got everybody involved.
He's finally started to settle down here in the second quarter. Just needed to work up a sweat.
Champ passes to Williams. Here's Champ. From outside the arc. Oh, they find the hot hand. You can count it. He's 10 for 14 now.
He's been a steady presence for them. Nice to have that kind of safety net at the offensive end.
Black passes to Wagner. Here's Banchero. The putback. And it's cleared by Vucevic. Chicago leading by 8. Williams on the wing. Pass to Champ. There's the 3. Another 3 for Chicago.
And this is how he shines. He's a big part of their floor spacing.
And you know what? It's all about the long distance game for him tonight. He's getting it done from out there.
Black passes to Carter. And it's cleared by Vucevic. Vucevic has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Champ. Out to the right wing. Takes a 3. Yes, sir. And it's Ball with the assist that time. Champ's got 34 points.
12 straight points off threes. This defense is not extending very well.
You know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
Shoots. And we've reached halftime in this one. Chicago ahead. They lead by 14. And we'll be back with you shortly.
The Bulls, 40.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. On the court for the Bulls, Williams and Vucevic are inside. Then there's Zach LaVine. Then it's Ball, and it's Champ in at the 2-guard spot.
Well, he's demanding the ball. He wants it, and he's coming through. I mean, you can see why his teammates trust him down the stretch, guys.
Now here's Suggs. Wide open. Chicago with a rebound.
Can't ask for a cleaner look than that. He just couldn't deliver.
Bitadze, and he was fouled in the act of shooting. Opportunity for a 3-point play here.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And guys, I think that's a tribute to his work ethic. I mean, it's not by accident that he's enjoying the success he is at the free throw line.
And here's Ball. He'll bring it up for Chicago. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Nets. It'll be a quick stopover at home before they have to get back out on the road. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Thanks. Well, Champ in their last matchup against the Pacers delivered quite a performance. He contributed 31 points, and as always, a lot of those points came in bunches of 3. There is no slowing this team down right now, and it's because he has been so incredible for them during this run.
Thanks, Allie. Absolutely. He was a one-man show in that one, Grant.
Yeah, he was not going to let them lose that game. We'll see if he comes in with that same mentality tonight.
Yeah, you know, every night's different. They may try to double him, might force him to adjust, or force him to make plays with the pass instead. We'll see.
Pass to Champ. Three-pointer. He drops it from range. Champ's got 39.
What a competitor. He's been looking for a shot all game long, and he's really shouldered the load for them offensively.
Wagner, the pass to Suggs. Back to Wagner. Zach LaVine clears it away.
He's as surprised as we are. Most nights, that bucket is automatic.
Pass to Champ. The 3-ball. Another bucket. Wow.
Another night and another 40 points in the books for him. What a season.
And he is edging ever closer to the second-place mark for most 40-point games in a year.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. We'll see if that's the answer.
Amongst the best decision makers in the league, Lonzo with the right decision there.
Magic trail by 19. Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over. Grant, some rookies come into the league with a ton of hype. You've lived through that. How does it affect a young player?
Well, B.A., it can be overwhelming, and certainly it's a lot to endure. You're the focus of so much attention, and there are so many expectations. And with all the media these days, it's even more magnified and intense.
Orlando making some changes. Wagner's checked in for Bataze, and it's Isaac in for Paolo Banchero. Wagner finds Suggs, shoots over White. Suggs, no good.
Not his best night, and not the team's best night. Sometimes it just goes that way.
It's good.
They're really dictating the tempo on both ends of the court. You love it.
And don't leave out the coaching staff here now. I mean, their game plan has been perfect.
They need this. Here's Wagner. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
Tough play that time by Wagner against the defense, drawing the foul.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
You know, his performance at the foul line this season might be the first thing he points to as a priority to improve.
Free throw good. Wagner.
Wagner gives you size, and he can stretch the floor as well. I mean, he's a very solid player who knows how to play the game.
No good on the second free throw. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by in the second half. Bulls leading by 21. They've got Mo Wagner, Franz Wagner out there with Suggs. Then it's Paolo Banchero, and it's Bataze in at the center position. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Magic. Wagner for 3. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Vucevic has got 8 rebounds in the game. Pass to Giddey. Here's Champ, defended by Wagner. Another 3 for Chicago.
Bombs away in the first half. He's followed up the effort with 3 more triples since.
Orlando with the ball. And following this one, they'll take on the Timberwolves in Minnesota. It'll be the start of a 3-game trip on the road. Now Suggs. And there's a 3-second call. This one on the defense. Now that we have a few years of reference, it's safe to say the NBA play-in tournament has been a roaring success, Grant.
Yeah, I agree, B.A. And people forget it was created in the peak of the pandemic. The league set up a lifeline for teams that lost key players to COVID. But it has turned into something much, much greater.
And the future Suggs has is certainly promising, an effective combo guard who can really get it going at times.
Terry's checked in for Chicago. Here's Banchero. On the wing, Suggs takes the 3. Chicago.
Yeah, Booch.
Number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Smooth sailing for Chicago. Champ. He got it again. Sensational.
My goodness. 50 for the game.
Just putting on a show. 41 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter of this one. And here is Green. And Suggs the bucket on the assist by Green.
The physical guard Suggs loves working inside. He doesn't back away from the paint at all.
Here's Champ. Yet another bucket.
That's 52 points for him.
Making it all look too easy right now. Here's Black. He's covered by Dosunmu. Suggs outside. Right side, Green. Another shot. It's off. So no problem for Chicago as they get the win. A statement road victory. So impressive.
Statement indeed, B.A. It was in enemy territory, but they controlled the game and took the crowd completely out of it. That's how you win on the road.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Allie LaForce, Clark Kellogg, and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson saying thank you for watching the NBA, brought to you by 2K Sports. So long, everyone.
What kind of approaches do you take to content creation when you sit down and make content for the fans? Is it educational, like you mentioned? Is that kind of where you focus on?
I kind of focus on more of entertainment, of having fun, not too much of the educational part, but so where you can feel free in the feeling of the game.
What kind of milestones have you hit in 2K25 with either your own play or playing with your community?
I hit level 40 every season, which is good. Really, it's more of the content creation milestones, being able to hit like 25K this year streaming, which is really good. And
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And a little bit of a fashion show taking place as the Bulls came down the tunnel earlier on. And now it's all about getting a win on their home court. Good evening and welcome to tonight's presentation of Noche La NBA, an annual tradition in the NBA celebrating diversity and culture, and always a pleasure to bring it to you. I'm Kevin Harlan. With me at the table, Greg Anthony and Richard Jefferson. And we've also got Hall of Famer David Aldridge reporting from the sidelines. Here are the starters for Brooklyn. We've got DeAnthony Melton. Johnson is out there with Bogdanovich. Then there's Cam Thomas. And it's Claxton in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for Chicago, Vucevic in at center with Williams next to him. Lonzo Ball out there with Champ, and it's Levine in at the 3 spot. Should be a lot of great ball movement tonight, RJ. These teams love sharing the wealth out there.
And you gotta love it, Kevin. As a player, it's always great to see a team functioning as a unit. Fans love to see everyone get involved.
Johnson outside. Pass to Claxton. To the inside. Thomas, no luck. So the Bulls, the last game, a win against the Magic. Williams passes to Champ. No good from outside. And here's Melton. He'll bring it up for Brooklyn. Victory eluded them last time in Chicago when they faced the Bulls.
Yeah, tough game on the road. The guys you're defending, obviously comfortable shooting in their own building. You've got to find a way to break their rhythm.
Well, they weren't fighting through screens. Their closeouts and rotations were late. You name it, and let's just say they didn't do it on defense.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Inside, Claxton. And Claxton throws it down.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. And now the first timeout called here for the Bulls. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
Yeah, their long-range artillery hit the mark more often than not. A great equalizer when you're on the road.
When you talk to coaches around the league, and they'll tell you sometimes the ball just goes in. It's as simple as that.
One more time for your Chicago
just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Since moving back to Brooklyn in 2012, the Nets, Greg, have won just 2 playoff series.
And just think about the all-stars they've had. KG, Pierce, Durant, Kyrie, Harden. I could name more. The Nets just haven't been able to put it together.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Melton, the bounce pass. And the basket by Thomas.
Thomas can be scary when he's getting points inside. That really rounds out his game.
Chicago has gone 2 of 3 from deep so far in this game. Williams passes to Champ. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. It's good. The assist that time from Ball. 9 points for Champ.
Right now they're humming along. 3 of 4 to start this game.
Just about 2 minutes into the game. First quarter of basketball. Claxton the pass. It's Thomas on the wing. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. Thomas got 7 points.
Out to a hot start. 4 makes and 5 shots to begin this ball game.
Williams passes to Champ. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
Has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter? He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Now, here's Thomas. And then Thomas with the jam.
Thomas is electric. He always makes things happen when he's on the floor.
Melton against Ball. The pass to Vucevic. Over Claxton. And it's Vucevic missing.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
Tough to watch those miss. I'm sure they'll convert the next chance.
Now, here's Melton. 9 points last game. Here's Thomas. Bean with the rebound.
And he's usually able to score on that type of defense rather easily. Surprising to see him come away empty.
And, Richard, you look back, Zach LaVine has been one of those microwave-type players. He can get hot in a blink of an eye.
Zach LaVine is one of those players that when he catches fire, there is nothing you can do about it. He can score from deep, multiple-level score. And when he gets going, ooh, it could be a problem.
And the Nets decide to take their first time out here. We've seen Champ really having a great game.
Just killing it from deep. They've got to be all up in his jersey at all times. Give him even an inch, and you just ask him for him to drop another triple.
Checked in for Vucevic. Dosunmu comes in for Zach LaVine. And it's Kobe White in for Ball. A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Sharps checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Bogdanovich. Wilson, he's checked in for Johnson. And it's Williams in for Thomas. And it's good for 2.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
And here's White. He'll bring it up for the Chicago Bulls. Here's Champ, and the Bulls another 3.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Now, here's Melton. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. Williams finds Sharp, and then Sharp with the dunk.
And although he's undersized at his position, his vertical, yeah, that'll clean up a few mistakes.
White looking around. Here's Champ. He's guarded by Melton. Lock at 6. Champ's shot is on. For Brooklyn, they've gone 7 of 9 from the field. A really nice start offensively for them. Smith against Williams. Offensive rebound. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And that ties it up.
And those are exactly the kinds of plays that can spark a team. Just solid work down in the paint.
And that concludes a high-scoring first quarter with both teams tied up. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break.
17.
And we welcome you back to our special Noche Latina broadcast as the second quarter getting going right now. And guys, what's your take on the Bulls so far?
Just stretching out the floor in that first. They had the defense scrambling.
Their points came almost exclusively from beyond the arc. And as this game continues, that should open up the floor for the rest of their offense.
Setting the floor for the Nets. Nicholas Claxton out there with Dorian Finney-Smith. Then it's Williams. Then it's Johnson. And it's Thomas in at the 2.
He's just such a strong guard.
Substitution for the Bulls. And a new group in for the Nets. Bulls trail by 7. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, Kobe White became one of the top candidates last season for Most Improved Player. He says, I always tried to just let the work show. I wanted to prove that I could be a starting guard in this league. I've just got to continue to get better every day, be aggressive, and be who I am. Kevin, back to you.
All right, D.A., love that attitude. You know, a trend that's been unmistakable, Greg, over the last few decades has been the number of positionless players.
Yeah, and I think that's a great thing, right? So many players now with diversity in their skill set, and there's no need to commit a player to a certain role just based on their size.
And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Wilson against Terry. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. A moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for Bojan Bogdanovic.
And maybe it's shocking. Maybe not too shocking, but the scoring trend over the last few years has been going down a bit. I'm sure it's something he's well aware of, and we'll see if that continues to be the case.
And he knocks down the first one. Dosunmu, he's checked in for Terry. Good on both.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
Sharp against Smith. Passes it to Champ. Three-pointer. Count that as his 7th field goal, 9 tries. He's shooting 78%.
And even after all those three-pointers he hit in that first quarter, it looks like the D still didn't learn its lesson as they've left him open for another one.
Here's Thomas. Rebound by the Bulls. There's 47 seconds left in the second quarter. Williams passes to Champ. Takes a 3. The basket is good on the assist from Williams. Williams has got 3 assists in the game. Last game for Brooklyn, it was a loss to the Cavaliers in Cleveland. Pass to Thomas. There's 25 seconds left to play here in the second quarter.
No clue how he misfired on that shot. You don't see that from him very often.
Williams passes to Champ. Jacks up a 3. Another 3 for Chicago.
He's found his rhythm from deep, and you can see the confidence.
And, of course, it helps space the floor, which gives this offense more room to operate.
Fires away from outside. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. It's the Bulls as they wrap up the second quarter with a huge surge, an 18-7 run. Time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow, right here on 2K Sports. And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. What a game we're seeing from Champ.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
I like how they came into this one with a game plan, and they're just going out and executing it. Terrific job.
Levine and Williams up in the forward position. Champ out there with ball, and it's Vucevic in at the center position. That's Billy Donovan's 5 as we get going here in the second half. And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Champ in their last matchup against Orlando was tremendous. He finished with 52 points, and to no one's surprise, he was dialed in from deep. Numbers like that are sure to get attention around the league, and everyone's excited to see what he does tonight. Guys?
Thank you, David. You're right. He was a one-man wrecking crew in that one.
Yeah, he was not going to let them lose that game. We'll see if he comes in with that same attitude tonight.
And I'll be interested to see if the opposition looks to double him, because this should open up opportunities for his teammates to get going.
Ball, the pass to Champ. Bulls moving the ball around. And again for 3. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
Nets trail by 7. Melton passes to Claxton. Thomas. Yes, indeed, it is good. He's now 8 for 14.
Now, be careful, because he is a rhythm scorer. Thomas has been locked and loaded all night with a full clip.
Cam Thomas was the 27th pick in the 2021 NBA Draft GA. I think a lot of teams, wouldn't you agree, are regretting passing on him.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to believe that he fell all the way to the end of the first round. Lots of teams would love to have a scorer like him on their roster.
That's tipped. Melton passes to Bogdanovic. The rebound by Champ. Bulls leading by 8. Ball from long range. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. Williams has got assist number 5 here tonight.
In perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
And you see this so much more nowadays in the NBA. Teams putting a larger emphasis on jacking.
Greg, every year we have the Best Teammate Award. What are some of those qualities that you admire in a great teammate?
You know, Kevin, you want guys who make you better and who make it fun to come to work every day. In the end, teammates are like family. So trust, commitment, and just enjoying being with one another, it matters.
So for the Bulls, here's Ball. On the court for the Nets, getting the fourth quarter going. Down on the block, it's Johnson with Claxton. Thomas is out there with Williams. And it's Bogdanovic in at the 3 spot. Here's Thomas. There's the dish to Johnson. Over Williams. Got that one. The Bulls' lead has been cut down to just 4 points in the bucket from Johnson.
Going to work in the mid-range. This is how confident Johnson is from this area.
To the paint. Here's Vucevic, and that one is good. 6 points for Vucevic.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Here's Williams. Vucevic with the block.
Powerful swat by Vuce, showing how effective he can be on D.
Bounce pass, Bogdanovic. Williams looking over the floor. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Ball. Basket counts. And it's an 8-point Chicago lead. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for Chicago?
They've been defending with excellent anticipation all game long. Just look at how many times they've managed to get their hands on the ball.
And also, you've got to mention the block shots. Playing hard on defense, not allowing shooters to get comfortable.
It's Bogdanovich on the wing. He's guarded by Williams. The 3 from Thomas. It's all in by the Bulls.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Pass to Champ. Fires the 3. Another 3 for Chicago.
I mean, no comment, but this is just unreal.
Outside Williams. Back to Johnson. Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. Outside for Thomas. Shot to stop the run. It's a hand on it. Here's Vucevic. He'll bring it up for Chicago. They lead by 11, the largest margin of the game. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will take possession. The Nets making a switch here. Melton's checked in.
D'Anthony Melton.
Ball, the pass to Champ. There's the triple. He's off on that one. Nets trail by 11. Here's Thomas. Nice D from Williams.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
The pass to Champ. Shoots the 3. Rebounded by the Nets. Bogdanovich has got 5 rebounds tonight. Thomas against Williams. Thomas, no good.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
Yeah, straight up, guys. Like, he's ice cold, like freezing. What's colder than cold? But you don't have to shoot it, my guy. It's okay to pass the ball.
That's just cold-blooded right there. He's taking no prisoners.
This is what you expect from him, just coming alive and dominating in effortless fashion here in Buffalo.
Timeout called. The Nets reaching Champ, really having a great game.
And whatever the D has thrown at him, he's had an answer. His offense is coming naturally to him because he keeps things simple. You hear that, people? Keeps things simple.
And now a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, Champ.
Hey, guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
The better he played, the more these fans got revved up. And that continued to play out over the course of his amazing performance. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Clock at 4. 3-pointer. It's good. The assist that time from Ball. 45 points for Champ.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for Chicago.
And guys, the fast break was run, I thought, beautifully all night by these guys. I think that was a big part of their success.
Yeah, they definitely ran the break well. A big advantage in that category, and they continually put pressure on the defense.
And one thing about this team, they never stop pushing the envelope. Fantastic year already with 65 wins, and tonight making it 66. Very impressive.
And they've really had a dominant run of games against this opponent this year. They played them 3 times and won every one.
Was the incredible performance for Champ.
Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
And he makes the first. We've heard some veteran players and coaches say the league is skewing too young.
Well, because of the salary cap, you're often forced to play some younger guys, and they don't quite have a feel for the game yet. So possibly the product suffers, but it also gives you a chance to develop these young players in your system.
So So the Bulls win it. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step to becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity, and this is what they came out to do.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. Richard Jefferson, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan.
If you're still clapping away before every game, there's another way to express yourself before and after a game in the city.
Here's a fast break.
And those are the starting lineup, so kick back, get your popcorn ready. We'll be back in just a moment. Hello from 2K Sports. We're honoring diversity and culture tonight with the NBA celebration of Noche Latina. Tonight, it'll be the Houston Rocket and the starting group for Chicago. Levine and Williams are the two forwards. Then it's Ball. Then there's Nikola Vucevic. And it's Champ in at the two-guard spot. And for the Rockets, Smith and Şengün play together in the front court. Fred VanVleet out there with Amen Thompson. And it's Whitmore in at the three. We talk about how much of a grind the schedule can be, Stan, but here we are. It feels like this season has flown by.
Yeah, Brian, on the one hand, the regular season can be a marathon, but on the other hand, when you really get into it and into that routine every night, it's over before you know it.
It certainly has been entertaining. Chicago shooting their first free throws of the game. First free throw is good. And Grant, you look at the Rockets' additions over the last year or two. There's an emphasis on toughness.
Yeah, toughness, both physical and mental. Those are the kinds of veterans they've brought in. And that extends, of course, to the coaching staff, too.
To the middle. Here's Thompson. Good. And Van Vliet gets the assist.
You see there, Thompson does a good job of sneaking into the lane and finishing.
Ball passes to Champ. Ball outside. Pass to Champ. Fires the three. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
About a minute played here so far in the first. Here's Smith. Williams grabs the board. Champ passes to Ball. Timeout called here. Chicago decides to talk it over. They want to keep rolling here following the win against Brooklyn.
Hey, their activity on defense was terrific. It was just full effort at that end of the floor and a bunch of blocks to show for it.
Well, they did have some impressive numbers blocking shots, and I like their defensive game plan.
A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Champ passes to Ball. Here's Champ. The three. And again, it's Chicago with a three.
A mistake by the defense. You can't let Ball's teammates get open because he will find them.
And the Rockets with possession here. 6-point game. Here's Thompson. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair. It's going to belong to Nikola Vucevic. Houston shooting their first foul shots of the night.
For your Rockets, Thompson, 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw.
And what I like about Thompson, along with the high-level athleticism, he has a high-level feel for the game.
And no good on the second free throw. So 0 for 2 there. Chicago has gone 2 of 2 at the perimeter. Ball passes to Williams. And the shot's good.
Taking a look at this first half, they've just shown better shot selection.
Yeah, they've done a better job executing offensively, moving the ball and creating high percentage looks.
Here's Thompson. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
Thompson's vertical is impressive. I love seeing this young guard rise up and throw it down.
And Levine gets it to go on the assist by Ball. Ball's got his 4th assist in this one. The Rockets have gone 2 of 3 from the floor. Here's Van Vliet. Got a piece of it.
And blocks like this fire Ball's team up. They love watching him show some force on defense.
Pass to Champ. 3-pointer. Great start so far. 3 of 3 in this one.
Their ball movement on this run has been tremendous. It's led to a lot of good, clean, open looks.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Van Vliet with it. Taking a look at his numbers, averaging about 11 a game. He takes it in, missed inside. Ball looks over the floor. Fires for 3. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
When you let a team knock down that many threes, you know you're likely to be on the wrong side of a run.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
Thompson outside.
2 minutes.
To halt the run. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
Terrific ball movement leading to the basket. You love to see it.
Pass to Vucevic. Here's Champ. Defended by Thompson. Here's Champ. Ball right side. Here's Champ. It's good. And the assist that time from Ball. Champ's got 14.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
Houston calls timeout. You know, last game they matched up with the Mavs. A tough loss there.
And it was an awful game defensively. They lost the individual matchups, and the help was slow to rotate.
And being slow on your rotations is a killer. There's not a team in the league that won't punish you for that.
New group for the Rockets. And let's see which teams have been unwavering at the free throw line since the All-Star break. The Bulls, 4th.
Ever since the break, they've been shooting with great confidence from the line, and their numbers reflect that.
There's a minute 26 left to play in the first quarter. And here's Strus outside. Chicago with a rebound. Dosunmu outside. Pass to Vucevic. And that's good. His first bucket of the game.
You can't help but look toward their defense. They're totally lost.
And 1:01 left in the first quarter. Now Green. He really had an off game against the Mavericks. Such a wide open look.
And that's just an all-around talent there. I mean, Green is dependable at finding his open teammates.
Here's Champ. Another three for Chicago.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
And so it's Green who brings up the ball for Houston. Trailing by 17. Pass to Eason. Back to Green from the arc. Chicago with a rebound. Vucevic has got his 4th rebound in this one. 5-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Champ passes to Smith. Here's Champ, covered by Strus. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
And he's carried them this quarter. A dominant offensive stretch.
Now here's Green. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Lets it go from deep. No good. And that's it for the first quarter in what has been a very lopsided game. Bulls out in front, delivering the blowout. And we've got more action coming your way after this break. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Chicago.
Well, the coaching staff's game plan is very clear. Move the ball on the perimeter and shoot the shots with no hesitation.
And another thing, they found the open man. Really playing unselfish basketball, moving the ball around there on the perimeter.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Bulls. Levine and Williams are the 2 forwards. Then there's Jalen Smith. Then it's Josh Giddey, and it's Champ in at the 2 guard. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks. Well, Champ in their last matchup against the Nets put on a show. He scored 45 points and hit a bunch of threes. No surprises there. Really just a phenomenal performance from him. Here's hoping we see more of the same from him in this one, guys.
Great report there, Allie. It was obvious he could do anything he wanted. A fantastic win.
Well, I'll tell you, he was enjoying himself out there, kind of like us here in the broadcast booth. And whoever was matched up against him wasn't enjoying themselves.
Yeah, well, winning is usually fun, especially when you have it going like he did. Well, second chance points are all about a lack of effort defensively. Those buckets would drive me nuts.
Brooks, the pass to Şengün. All right, Grant, which U.S.-born player do you think has the best chance to supplant LeBron as the face of the league?
Oh, man, you're putting me on the spot, B.A. Well, the conversation has to be between Jason Tatum, Ja Morant, and Anthony Edwards. They're the best young talent that the U.S. has to offer, and they're only getting better.
Oh, you got to finish at the rim right there. You hate seeing those opportunities go to waste.
Here's Champ. The shot's good on the assist by Giddey. Champ's got 6 points in the quarter.
Whoo, this guy is as hot as they come from distance. Defensively, you almost have to pick him up once he crosses half court.
Here's Brooks. Outside for Green. Over Giddey. And it's Green missing.
Yeah, you expect him to make those. Good look. Just couldn't find the mark.
Here's Champ. And again, it's Chicago with a three.
His production from range has been nothing short of astounding.
And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Levine against Brooks. On the take. There's the block. Down low. Here's Giddey. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Giddey's got his second bucket.
The assist numbers certainly stand out. They've really emphasized ball movement here today.
For Houston, they've gone 3 for 7 here in the second quarter.
The Rockets.
Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt.
Timeout called. Houston.
It's time to talk this over and try to put a stop to this run.
Yeah, I like the timeout here. The coaching staff needs to get these guys regrouped and refocused.
Substitutions. And if you're wondering where the points were coming from, here's a breakdown in the scoring between the front court and back court tonight for the Bulls.
And their backcourt guys have lit it up on offense. Coach gave his guards a lot of freedom to go play their way, and it's paying off.
And about 3 minutes played now in the second quarter. Van Vliet against Ball.
2 minutes remaining in the first half.
Shot to stop the run. Deflected. Out to Thompson. Outside Eason. Shot clock at 5. And it's cleared by Vucevic. Vucevic is passes to Ball. Outside Horton Tucker. From behind the arc. And again, it's Chicago with a three.
This defense is getting spaced out. 3 of the last 5 buckets have come from way beyond the arc.
Here's Thompson. Chicago with a rebound.
The other team just looks more in sync and is riding the momentum.
Their body language does not look good right now. They're deflated and unable to stop this run.
White, the pass to Levine. Another three for Chicago.
They're really dictating the tempo on both ends of the court. You love it.
Absolutely. They're playing their game and executing at a real high level. Everything is working for them right now.
And it's Whitmore missing. The Bulls have gotten 8 of their first 10 to go. Great shooting here in the second quarter. Back to Levine. Pass to Horton Tucker. White on the wing. He shoots it. And the Bulls tack on 2 more.
It's been an outstanding performance for them in just about every area.
Yeah, and to do it on the road, it shows how well prepared this team was coming into this contest.
Outside Whitmore. And the foul on Cam Whitmore. That'll be a second foul of the game.
2 fouls for him now in the first half. He's going to have to be really smart going forward.
Ayo Dosunmu.
And Levine has got the ball here for the Bulls. Ball outside. Inside. Here's Vucevic. Can't connect from short range. And so it's Chicago just dominating the opposition as they maintain a 36-point advantage.
52.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it's been a runaway. Chicago with the ball. Well, when this game is over and done with, they'll be off to Utah to take on the Jazz. And their road tour has only begun. That'll be game 2 of 6. Smith and
Wow! Well, that's the multi-time dunk contest champ, Zach LaVine, reminding us of what he can do.
Impressive looks on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, similarities in the games of Alperen Şengün and Nikola Jokic. A couple years back, Jokic suggested that Houston run their offense more through him, and they have. Jokic said that's going to benefit the whole organization. He wants to pass and play for the team. They'll move when the ball is in his hands. Brian?
Well, Jokic would know. Thanks, Allie. Outside Whitmore. Pass to Van Vliet. 6 to shoot. Over Williams. They get it again.
Yeah, Şengün's aggressive style is what gets him here.
First personal foul.
These are his first free throws of the game.
At the line for your...
The first free throw is good. Since being selected in the 21 draft, Alperen Şengün has really improved.
Yeah, from 9 points per game as a rookie to over 20 in his 3rd year, Şengün has averaged about 5 assists per game over a season. A huge number for a 6'11 post guy. He is so skilled.
Puts up a 3. Connects again from distance. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable, B.A. Unbelievable.
To the paint. And it's Thompson that time on the assist by Van Vliet. Thompson's got 10 points in the game.
And that's just fantastic court awareness. Van Vliet sensing the overcommitment and finding the open teammate.
And Ball gets it to go.
And making 3 of their first 4 shots in this half is a strong start. Now it's about growing that momentum.
Here's Van Vliet. No points yet. Thompson outside. Ball with the rebound.
And right now, they're +8 in the rebounding category. That's helping them run away with this.
Outside, Williams. To the inside. Here's Champ. And Chicago again with a bucket.
He's been in total control offensively, and the defense has had no answers.
2 minutes gone in this 3rd quarter now. On the wing, Thompson. Beyond the arc. Chicago with a rebound. Vucevic has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Williams into the lane. It's good. And the assist that time from Ball. Ball's got 8 assists here tonight.
And I love how he's pushing the tempo and creating for others. He does this game in and game out. Incredible.
Yeah, when you're moving the ball like that, it just keeps everyone engaged in the game.
Outside Whitmore. Pass to Smith. The 3 from Thompson. And Şengün throw it down.
Yeah, great positioning and timing from Şengün there. And his height helps a little too.
And here's Ball. He's got 5. Over Van Vliet. It's blocked. Thompson scanning the floor. And with today's switching defensive style, versatile wing players are tremendously in demand, Coach.
Yeah, well, Position now, Brian, comes down to who can you guard, and guys that can guard 3, 4, 5 different positions. Those 6'7", 6'8" guys are often able to do that, and they are extremely valuable.
Yep, that one goes.
He's done everything he can tonight, trying to keep this team competitive.
On the wing, Levine. Pass to Champ. Fires for 3. Another one falls. Amazing.
And now he is tied for the second most 40-point games in an NBA season. What an incredible year.
Boy, he's brought it every night, and nobody seems to have the answer for him. Şengün, no good.
You have to credit their effort. I mean, they've done an amazing job on the glass.
And Vucevic slams it in.
Can't be too surprised by this. Vucevic got the room, and he went to work.
The Rockets have gone 5 of 11 in this third quarter. Here's Whitmore. And Vucevic with the block. And that's out of bounds. It was last touched by Vucevic. So for the Rockets, Dillon Brooks checked in for Whitmore. Strus comes in for Thompson. And Jalen Green subbed in for Fred VanVleet. And the Bulls making a change here. Pass to Brooks. Outside Strus. Three-pointer. Chicago with a rebound.
Just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
Here's Terry. The putback. Oh, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
He really gets in perfect position for the follow. Just a terrific read.
Giddey against Green. About 3 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Champ. It's good from the top of the key. Champ's got 42 in the game.
Well, when you have a guy scoring like he is, you redraw every play to be about getting him the ball.
Giddey against Green. Looking to end the run. That shot off the mark. And 3 quarters of play in the books. This one's all but over already. Chicago ahead, running away with this one. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling here on 2K Sports. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
You talk about painting a magnificent picture with that dime. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
Wow, that was an absolute masterpiece of an assist. He knew exactly when to deliver the ball, and it made for a beautiful score.
Well, there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. On the court for the Bulls, getting the fourth quarter going. Patrick Williams out there with Talen Horton-Tucker. Then there's Javon Carter, then it's Smith, and it's Terry in at the shooting guard. And here comes the break. Here's Horton-Tucker. Yep, that one goes. And now we get a little perspective here on how the hustle game has been for the Bulls.
Well, they've shown...
So it's the Bulls winning this one easily. This one wasn't even close. The hometown crowd was waiting for a miracle that never came.
Yeah, this team was consistent throughout. They met every challenge, and they earned this dub.
And that'll do it, folks. For Grant Hill, Allie LaForce, and Coach Stan Van Gundy, this is Brian Anderson. Thank you for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.